Welcome back, everybody.
Afternoon, guys.
Joe here.
Kevin.
All right, this is our season finale.
Yeah, really excited. I've loved this season. One hiccup episode, and otherwise has been such a terrific season all the way through.
It really has been.
Yeah.
We had that little stint there at the beginning of the season where like HBO took The West Wing off of Max for a bit, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
And I'm really glad that I ended up purchasing this season.
I bought the whole series because of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I can see this being a season that I return to, not just
Sure.
because I own it, but
Right.
because I actually enjoy it.
Yeah, this is a show I will re-binge. There are, and we get that in the comments on both YouTube and on Patreon, that there are episodes that people just skip.
Sure.
Kind of one-off episodes, bottle episodes that don't really follow the main storyline. I can think of a couple that I'd be like, yeah, I'm not going to watch that again.
Yeah.
In this season, there's only the Cuba
Just the
episode.
one.
Just the Cuba episode is the only one that really kind of stood out as a throwaway episode.
Everything else has been exciting.
Sure.
It's had me like looking forward to each week. Like the only thing I'm thinking about is like
Yeah,
West
the
Wing.
build, the build with the new cast, everything they've done to kind of lead us to the election, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Whoever's going to be replacing Bartlett. I don't know what we do with CJ now and what the plan is with CJ, because it looks like CJ committed a felony.
Well, they didn't
really.
They didn't confirm it, but yeah, we're pretty sure.
They didn't confirm it. They either.
I think she did
it.
I think
right.
she did.
They
it.
certainly set it up like she did it, or it's an incredible misdirect.
It'd be
right?
weird if it was misdirect, but at the same time, this show does misdirect sometimes.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I guess we'll have to see that. I mean, but yeah, how would you handle that situation if she did do it? Somebody would have to sweep that under the rug, right? Because I don't see CJ Craig not being on the show.
No, first off, Allison Janney's not going anywhere.
She can't.
She is one of the pillars of the show.
Yeah.
And I know we've had half a dozen like leads from the beginning, and we've kind of lost. We lost Sam along the way.
Yep.
Leo's kind of in and out.
Yeah. But no, she's
been
important.
She's been winning Emmys all the way through. I mean, she's been a star on this show, so I don't think she's going anywhere.
Fan favorite.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's a real chance she gets away with it. There's also a real chance that if it is indeed her, that the president finds out it's her. He's the only one that knows it's her, and you might be right. He could just be like, we're just going to let this one go.
Hush, hush. Yeah.
Despite the fact it's a crime. And I don't know, obviously, let's look at Nixon with cover-ups, but there's also the chance that he can pardon her.
He can. Yeah,
and he can pardon her immediately. You know what I mean? He can pardon her before there's a charge.
It's true.
Because it's happened Trump pardoned people before, that hadn't yet been charged, that got like preemptive pardons for anything you did.
Yeah.
I think Biden did too, actually, on some people at the end of his administration. So I don't know.
I mean,
we don't know where it's going, but
being friends with the president's kind of a get out of jail free card there.
It really can be.
Yeah.
All right, we get started here. I want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us, and give a special thank you to our super patrons: AB, Actuary Lurker, Balaj Foldes, Chris, Derek Peterson, MTC93, Jamie Morgan, Jeff, Christy Goverston, NJ, Sudagunda Varapu, Torgir Lingstad, WerePanda47, Trey Contreras, Natasha Norris, and Yannick from Montreal. Thank you so much, guys. Really glad you're here with us.
Yes, we are. And if you're watching this the first time on YouTube, welcome to our channel. If you don't mind hitting the like button for us, please leave us a comment down below and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we have coming your way.
If you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else that we've watched or we're currently watching, please check out a link in the description below to our Patreon page. Everything on Patreon, you're going to have to sync and watch along on your own source material. You're only going to see us due to copyright law. But we're way ahead over there.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a floor fight coming, and the title, 2162 votes, made me think of that.
We've been building to this.
Yeah. Is that the threshold, 2162, to get the nomination?
I'm not sure. I mean...
These three men for the next few days.
Yeah, we're doing the convention.
Can be crowned.
Oh, this is cool, man.
It's a really cool setup, yeah. It's like setting up a sporting event.
It is, right?
Networks want the balloting to happen in prime.
What are we supposed to do all day? Debate the color of the
We do issue
confetti?
segments to build up the party.
They're still fighting about everything.
Yeah.
What time is the president going to speak tomorrow night?
He's not. The president's a unifying figure. We need the party and the country to know he supports our nominee.
We won 25 states, which is why we must, in the interest of fairness,
25 small
be allowed
states.
New York is small since when?
California, Texas.
We'll flip
Yeah.
a coin.
Well, there are three of us. A coin only has two
Draw
sides.
straws, pick a number out of a hat. I don't care.
Limit those speeches to 10 minutes. Networks are threatening to cut us off at the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, I'd like to talk
camera
about
work is
staff.
crazy, isn't it?
Santos's is closer. We have more
You
delegates.
drew the
It seems
low
to-
card, dude. You lost fair and square.
Yeah.
I would hate to go against Will. He is really good at his job.
Yeah, he is. No, he's a fighter.
We want a nominee by the end of tomorrow night, gentlemen.
Think we end with the nominee at the end of the episode?
I think so.
I do too.
The speaking order. Rock, paper, scissors. On
Kind of
3.
hoping that he'd be
They're
like,
doing
Will
rock, paper,
started it.
scissors. Yeah, right, really.
2, 3.
Hoynes is speaking
I didn't catch it.
I know, yeah. Somebody had paper.
So they announced Baker tomorrow.
Press conference, off-site.
I feel like Santos is going to win. I feel like he's the best candidate.
Yeah.
I feel like his wife is a great character on this show.
Yeah, I have full confidence it's going to be Santos.
I do too.
Yeah.
But that's just me as a TV watcher, and being hopeful. It's really cool. This is a really cool setup.
It is.
They spent some money on this.
And shout out to NBC for letting them.
Yeah, for sure.
You really sell your show. I mean, it looks fantastic.
It does. Plus, I don't think it hurts that we saw the Santoses, but we didn't see either one of the other candidates.
We haven't really. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? They're really focusing on him.
The Santoses are characters on the show at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be them.
Right. I think so too.
It'd be the weirdest misdirect in history.
I just think it'd be such a moot show if the season 7 had Bob Russell against Vinnick.
Yeah.
Because Vinnick would kick Russell all over the place.
Yeah. It'd give us more reason to cheer for Vinnick, I guess. Yeah,
It really would.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm changing my party affiliation.
Weller's going to want to hold hearings.
No, we can't without tacitly acknowledging the thing exists. He's ready. If you own knee pads, maybe an old hockey mask, strap them on.
The national security leak during the Democratic convention. Are we working for the Republicans now? I've gotten calls from the French, the Russians, the Chinese, even the Lithuanians, irate, demanding to know if we're weaponizing space. There's your friend Greg Brock. You better believe Weller's going to subpoena him, and he's going to ask him who his source was. It's a federal crime to divulge classified information. I've got 3 men up there trying to take very, very shallow breaths.
Can we go save them and not worry about this?
I want to know who it is in this administration who thinks their opinion of how I should handle this situation matters more than mine.
Look at the cameras hanging on her.
Yeah.
Do you think she tells anybody?
I think she has a lot of integrity. I think if it's her, she comes clean to the president.
Yeah.
How's Stanton? Any progress?
Hoynes has been on the phone all night telling Georgia to sit tight after the first ballot.
We're getting a lot of requests for a comment on this leak story.
The space station thing?
Congressional Republicans are trying to make some rain.
No comment.
How do we prevent a stampede to Russell on the second ballot?
By getting Hoynes to throw his support behind us. You're looking for stray Atkins delegates, right for the pick.
They just have a camera guy just following everybody around, don't
Yeah,
they?
I kind of want to see who shot this. Because I know sometimes Dean Cundy does.
Yeah.
So the delegate's sole purpose is to pick our party's nominee.
Yeah.
We selected them with no regard for their ability to perform that job.
Did I mention that we have a hell of a balloon drop planned for Thursday?
You mentioned it's going to start any minute. Where are you going?
To beg an old friend.
Hoynes.
Yeah.
Tell Hoynes he's going to be out. Yeah.
Like, let it go, man.
So, I heard your guy turn Russell down. I would have loved to have been a fly on that wall. The guy's got a hell of a nerve floating VPs before he has the nomination.
He offered to you?
Why? You here to make an offer?
No, sir. What do you want, sir?
What you got?
Bob Russell doesn't get the nod. Save the party from ruin.
You think Matt Santos can beat Arnie Vinnick?
I know Bob Russell can't.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
A couple of deadlock ballots, the party faithful are going to panic.
Your political life is over. You delegates are going to rush to the nearest lifeboat after the first ballot. There's not going to be a cabinet post or an ambassadorship coming your way either. Your indiscretion saw to that.
Was what, a lobbyist?
Power broker. It's a role I can guarantee you in a Santos administration.
So Santos sent you here with nothing?
No, he doesn't know I'm here. Wouldn't you like to see your name just one more time in the history books without the word scandal after it?
That scandal's going to hang over him forever, though.
Yeah, he's never going to be president.
No.
Baker wants to talk.
Again? About what?
Hollefson didn't say. He said Governor Baker's been thinking.
So is Baker backing out now on Russell? Maybe this is how Santos ends up tipping in his favor.
Why would he be backing out, though?
Well, one, he's not going to win. Like, Russell's not going to win.
You think he can see that? He's like, yeah, probably.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Baker flew in this afternoon.
Yeah, it on CNN looked like a papal visit. The founding mass is awaiting a humble blessing.
I went to see Hoynes.
You offer him anything?
No, I asked him to throw support to you.
He said yes?
No, he's thinking about it.
He's thinking about it, huh?
Yeah.
Something has to happen to tip this in Santos's favor, and I don't think it is right now. I think it's still in Russell's favor.
You think Baker is the tipping point?
Yeah. Whatever he does, I think is going to be a big deal.
I have 440 votes.
They're nervous. If the convention starts to move to Russell, they don't want to be left behind. Matt Santos is going to make it his life's work to bring the next generation of fixed-wing fighters to Long Beach. I don't care if you promise him half the Pentagon budget. Just get him to stick with us through the third ballot.
Oh, this is exciting.
Yeah.
Colorado's own Vice President Bob Russell.
Give me Connecticut!
Assuming this is the first ballot they're still on.
Mm-hmm.
Still on the first ballot.
Yep. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I put together a list of West Wing staff who have code word or might have had access to the information. Felony. Someone's going to end up spending 10 years in a federal prison.
Yeah. Well, CJ's not going to prison.
How much longer?
Maybe 30 minutes?
What are they doing in there?
No idea, but I sure as hell hope they do it fast.
I've had a number of variables to weigh.
He's not going to do it.
Yeah.
You and I will make a hell of a team. With my strength in the Midwest and West, the polling will come back to Earth once the folks hear our message. Why don't we both sleep on it?
Yep.
See where we are in the morning.
Like, no one has that kind of time, man.
Russell's like, you want me to beg?
He looks like he's about to die, doesn't he?
I will beg you right now.
Third or fourth ballot by morning.
I think he's aiming to be on it. The son of a bitch doesn't want to be VP. He's going to try and get nominated from the floor.
What? Really? So I have a fourth presidential candidate here?
How the heck?
We're going to cut to regular programming. We're going to come back after the local news.
You don't think you owe it to the American public to show them?
How?
Jeez.
They're draft Baker signs. I think they're going to try to put Baker on the second ballot.
Baker's throwing his hat in the ring.
He can do that.
He just did.
The delegates can do whatever they want now. They can vote for me.
Mm-hmm. Where in the name of all that is holy is Pennsylvania?
Brannigan's line is still big.
Well, Pennsylvania would go for Baker. Baker's Pennsylvania, right?
Mm-hmm.
Santos wants Florida?
No, not yet. Hispanic delegates are going to want to stick by Santos for at least another ballot.
Believe me, I'm as surprised as everybody here. It's the will of the delegates that I should be the presidential nominee.
This is crazy.
It doesn't make Russell look good.
No.
The Hoynes people are going to be running for cover. I need you on the phones now.
This is crazy. Why did he was running at one point and he dropped out?
He did drop out.
What are they doing?
Eating their young.
Yeah.
Eric Baker. When did he get into this?
About 2 hours ago. I think Aaron Burr's got 20 votes.
Baker is not going to do what Matt Santos is going to do to New Jersey.
Mrs. Santos is even working the phones.
Yeah. All hands on deck, I guess. Yeah.
We still have New Jersey.
New Mexico's okay for now?
Tennessee's leaning Baker, but Russell's working him hard. What about New York?
Mr. Secretary, New York cast 284 votes for Governor Eric Baker.
So, yeah, it's just a free-for-all now.
Jeez, man.
Bob Russell has always been a friend to the minority.
If you look at Eric Baker's record on entire career, yes.
God, this is crazy. This camera style, by the way, this guerrilla style with handheld, was perfect for this episode.
It's just chaos, you know what I mean?
Leo McGarry wants to see us.
Yeah, I bet.
He does, yeah. Looks like he's about to have a second heart attack.
Networks want us to recess, start the third ballot tomorrow evening in prime time.
Well, we have a chance to address the delegates tomorrow. Some of us haven't done that yet.
President is flying out tomorrow. Please, somebody talk to somebody and figure this mess out before the president gets here and is forced to pick sides.
This is almost like a satire.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it nuts to think that this actually could play out this way?
Yeah.
If there's not a nominee that has enough delegates, it could play out this way.
Yeah, man. Come on, Hoynes, you know.
Hoynes is way down.
You know, dude. Come on. Yeah, even Josh is like, buddy.
He's 2,000 votes down now after this. After the second ballot.
You tried.
Yeah, you tried.
You gave it the old college try there. You just couldn't keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, with the guy with this background, that's pretty admirable.
Yeah.
Air Force Space Command can launch from Vandenberg at 2100 hours tomorrow night.
And what do we tell the press?
That they were able to make the repairs themselves.
When do I have to give the go?
If you don't launch tomorrow, we can't get there in time.
I feel like I just re-recorded Rod Stewart's back catalog. Michigan is wavering. Baker's picking up momentum too fast. I don't know if we can make it to the fourth ballot.
Maybe we should reapproach Josh about the VP spot.
We can't win without the teachers. Pennsylvania's gone. Baker's picking up steam down south.
Teachers' unions hate us.
I gotta get Gambelli.
You'll never get Gambelli.
11% of the delegates are from teachers' unions.
Yeah.
Essential, non-negotiable.
Our school system's in crisis. We've got teachers who aren't trained in the subjects they teach. Santos wants higher salaries. He wants more teacher training.
We're all for that.
With nothing in return? Santos can give Vinnick a run for his money in California, Texas.
Get him to drop this crazy assault on teacher tenure. And get him to do it today.
That's a big bargaining chip they've got.
We need to start on a couple of POTUS speeches for Friday. NASA can't get the shuttle up in time for a rescue.
What about the Pentagon? You gonna take a lawyer?
I don't need a lawyer.
You should take one, get one from counsel's office.
I'll be fine.
She's got a good poker face, though. I think she'll
Yeah,
be fine.
she does.
Indiana and Michigan are going for Baker. It's all over CNN. Josh,
What'd you get?
you should take a look at this.
Did you hear the rumors about Baker's wife? The rumors, have you heard them?
The depression? It's like the gay brother and the illegitimate child. Every politician gets these rumors.
Dottie Baker was
So?
admitted twice for clinical depression.
Where'd you get this?
You've been in 40 primaries.
Don't
You've
do
been vetted by the public and the press. Maybe people ought to get a crack at Baker, too.
His wife.
You want this to come out today or 2 days from now when he's our nominee?
I'm not doing it.
I went to see Ernie Gambelli. Would you rather flip-flop on teacher tenure? Because we are one nail in the coffin away from dead.
Stand by your principles. Don't do this.
Yeah, not that.
She's been on antidepressants for 7 years. He never mentioned it when we vetted him for VP.
It's a brutal character assault on a man's
Yeah.
wife for an 8-hour story that'll be over by tomorrow night.
We're not trying to be judge and jury. We get it out there. Let the delegates decide.
The vice president will do it if you tell him to.
8 hours keeps us alive through another ballot.
Will's just so...
Yeah, Will's gonna do it.
He's
yeah.
got his eye on the ball.
And you know what? Josh was in the same boat with Will there.
He was.
How much impact do you think today's revelations about Dorothy Baker's mental health had on her husband's bid to capture the nomination?
As about his failure to disclose it, having avoided the rigorous vetting process, and what else is Baker hiding?
That sucks. It
That's
worked.
dirty. I hate that.
I'm really glad that Santos stood his ground and said no.
You done good, kid.
The president?
He's got to put a stop to this.
He's not going to do it just because I say so, Leo.
They've never had a
No,
scene
I don't
together.
think so.
Incredible, isn't it? You ever think you'd get this far?
No, I didn't.
Is this Leo here to talk him down? Like, you need to stop?
You have to quit, Congressman.
Okay, yes.
We have to unite behind the candidate.
You think either of them can beat Vinnick in the fall?
Who knows? But you step aside for the good of the party, people won't forget.
You giving that same speech to the other candidates?
Will I have a chance to address the convention again?
Of course.
Think he's going to give the speech of a lifetime in that address, and that's what turns it around?
They've been saving it.
Yeah.
So is he going to step aside?
I think so.
Vinnick's gonna mop up the floor with Russell in November.
He'll do better once he's outside my shadow.
Speaker forced you to nominate Russell because he knew Russell couldn't win a general. Isn't it time you pick the successor you want, Mr. President? Should you really be leaving this up to someone else?
I mean, to American people.
What a great transition.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right.
Sure you don't want me to take a look at this speech?
You're fine. It's been a great ride.
What do you say we try it again sometime?
You just pick up the phone. I'll be there.
It sounds like he's quitting. Yeah.
It does, but I don't think there's any way.
Yeah. He gets up there and he's like, I'm not leaving. I'm staying.
Here's why it should be me.
Yeah.
You know, I'd hoped to be standing here tonight under very different circumstances to help decide who our
It does sound like he's stepping down.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't do that. I can't do that because it's not my place to decide who our nominee should be. That decision is yours and yours alone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's been a great deal made today of Governor Baker's decision not to disclose his wife's minor medical condition. I think he didn't disclose it because we're the hypocrites, because we're all broken, every single one of us, and yet we pretend that we're not. But if we expect our leaders to live on some higher moral plane than the rest of us, well, we're just asking to be deceived. That party unity is more important than your democratic rights as delegates.
Okay. He's coming on hard.
Don't vote for us because you think we're perfect. Vote for the person who shares your ideals, your hopes. And when you have done that,
Yeah, he does like
you
it.
can
Yeah.
go to Seattle and Boston and say, I am a member of the Democratic Party.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
My husband's amazing.
See if you can find Josh, huh?
Making me sit down with your guy isn't going to change my mind.
Sitting down with my guy.
The president, because he's
100%.
there.
Yeah.
Remember Ernie Gambelli from the teachers union? Please.
Yeah, look at him.
New York casts 284 votes for Congressman Matt Santos.
There we go.
Haley was like,
now everything starts tipping that way.
Hey, what are you doing here? Gotta be down on the floor celebrating with your guys.
We still gotta line up a VP.
Want me to help you work up a list?
No, we gotta narrow it down to the guy we want.
So who is it?
You.
Oh!
I did not see that coming at all.
No.
Think Santos stands a chance against Vinnick in the fall?
He's gonna get killed.
From NASA, he wasn't the leak. Too many of the technical details were wrong. The FBI thinks it came from inside the West Wing. They have a theory, one you're not gonna like.
Does she know it's CJ?
It sounds like it.
Oh, I love that shot so much. I want that picture. I want
That's
it
a great
framed.
picture,
You know
wasn't
what I mean?
It's an honor to serve you the past 8 years. And the next president and vice president of these United States, Matthew Vincente Santos and Leo Thomas McGarry.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Never in a million years would I have anticipated Leo in a VP spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, Arnie.
Okay, let's go win this thing.
Whoa! What an episode!
That flew by. That felt so fast.
On phase, like, all right, yeah, let's go do it. Now, what what Toby said at the end there, he's like, Vinnick is going to wipe the floor of Santos. I don't know. I think Santos is actually going to be a challenge. I really do.
He's the little engine that could since this season started, since Josh Witten got him.
Mm-hmm.
Remember early on when they first went to New Hampshire, it was just the two of them in the car driving to that old sporting goods store with like 3 staffers there.
Mm-hmm.
And now look where they are. I think, obviously we have no idea how the election ends.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wonderful situation where I'd be kind of okay with either guy. Either guy makes complete sense.
I love Vinnick.
But
I
don't think it's going to be close. Or I do think it's going to be close. Yeah. I don't think there's a blowout one way or the other.
They could even do like a swing vote thing, honestly. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be kind of crazy. But no, like, yeah, I mean, to think about like the arc of this season, really.
Sure, yeah.
Even picking up from season 5 where we thought Leo was dead.
Right. Oh, yeah.
To now is like bananas to me. And, and like you said, we start the season in a little car.
Yeah.
Just Josh and
watch
Santos.
it grow. Watch it take off.
It's as satisfying as anything we've seen on the channel. You know what I mean? Like this was just an impeccable season so far. Till the very end.
Kind of curious what the president said to the union leader, or the guy representing the teachers' unions.
Yeah.
And the New York delegation apparently as well. Really curious what was said there to really swing that. Well, other than it's just the president's asking.
They pulled a West Wing and they didn't show us.
And they didn't show us. Really glad we got the speech though, because we've been missing a lot of debates and a lot of speeches.
Mm-hmm.
I will be wholly disappointed if in season 7 we don't get a Santos Vinnick debate between those two guys.
I think that
we have to, right? They have to show us.
It's the
at least one.
It's the last season. Show us one.
Right.
I mean, we got one from what was James Brolin's character's name?
Richie.
We got one from Richie and Bartlett. Give us a Santos and Vinnick one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why not? It's the last season.
Especially since with Richie, he was we only saw him in like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
2 or 3 episodes. He wasn't really around.
I think it might have just been 2.
Yeah. I mean, really, it might have just been when they met at the opera and then the debate.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Crime Boy, I don't know. But I feel like Vinnick is obviously so much of a bigger presence on the show than Richie was.
Yeah.
That we have to, right? We've got to get a lot of that.
And the show's going out of its way to show how much of a titan he really is.
Absolutely.
Like that music at the end, the dong dong dong. You know, it's like, wow, all right. And he's in unfazed. He's like, all right, let's go win this thing.
He was unfazed. Let's go win this thing.
And I love that. I love that mentality. I cannot wait to spend more time with both candidates this next season.
Sure.
And kind of a cliffhanger with Kate and Toby there. At the very end,
for sure. There's going to be some revelation there.
I am worried
as
for
far
CJ.
as the FBI, the FBI theory. This is probably my favorite season finale besides the Two Cathedrals one.
Two Cathedrals was awesome.
Yeah, that's that was never going to be beaten.
That might be the best episode of the show.
Be the best episode of the show, right? But after that, this is probably my favorite season finale, and that's saying something because this show did season finales really well.
Was the Mark Harmon Secret Service episode, was that a finale?
Where
Richie shows up.
Yeah, I think that was rolling into the election in season 4. I think
that's really up there for me too. I really enjoyed that one. But yeah, I think Two Cathedrals still might take the crown.
Absolutely. The shooting in season 1 was good.
Yeah,
I think was Zoe kidnapped? Was that?
Oh my god, that was how we ended season 4. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So. That was Sorkin being like, "Bye."
So much going on.
I know.
in season finales. It's a rough West Wing to be around.
It's almost impossible to rank because you're like, "Oh, I like this one. Oh, and I really like this one." You know.
So good. All right, appreciate it, guys. We'll catch you in the next one.
See ya.